Hi folks, in this video we're going to take a look at quite a big lot that I managed to purchase off eBay full of 13 broken Nintendo products. Now, I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, but there's about 6 DSs, a couple DSi's, a couple DSi XLs, possibly a Advance SP and a Gameboy Pocket. So this first part of the video, this first half is basically going to be, or this first part actually, I'll do it in 2 parts, is going to be opening up and testing all of the 13 consoles, and if there's any kind of what looks to be simple fixes, I will do that in this video, but any ones that take, or could take up a bit more time, kind of warrant their own video, I'll do a single video for those. So without enough messing about, came in a giant box. Obviously I'll blur out my address. The packaging's kind of fallen apart as it was arrived, but it's just this paper that covers it. So this is me opening it for the first time. So I kind of know what I'm getting. I kind of know what I'm getting from, obviously, the eBay listing. It did come as a surprise, actually, which is odd to say. I didn't actually think I was going to win this, and then when I got an email through saying you need to pay now, I was actually, well, my first thought was it was a scam email, a fake email. Checked my eBay account, and turns out that I had won the listing, and yeah, so I put a bid in ages ago. I don't know how this person's closed this. I think it's a shoebox, but I don't see where the opening is. I put a bid in early on. Must be on this side, there it is. Yeah, I put a bid in early on. As soon as it kind of was live on eBay, and it said about, I don't know, over a week left to go, I think. But either way, does that go right round? That's a lid. Either way, I was fully expecting to be outbid because I only put in like £1.50 more than the initial starting price. So in my eyes, I was like, oh, there's someone will try to kind of throw in a bid to see if they can beat the highest bid. Oh my god. And it turns out they didn't. So I get a nice email saying, you have won, please pay now, and well, here we are with loads of consoles. Now I did see, I think the XLs, the DS XLs are in pieces, so I'm not entirely sure why and how they came to be like that. He did say in the listing that it would come with a load of DS Lite spares, which is incredible. This is looking like quite a number of projects. I'm going to try and get these all out here. This is like a delivery from a Chinese restaurant. You get it in a box. It's all nicely packed away. Right, I think that's everything. So let's start to make sense of what we got. I said there was a lot of DSs in here. There is. This one says top screen broke, and it's in complete pieces, so I think a lot of these are most likely going to be donors. Yeah, I mean, ribbon cables come through there. I think there's actually a hole in the ribbon cable there, so I'm going to leave that for 1 second, because that seems a bit pointless to try and repair at the moment. Let's see what else we've got. So that's a load of spares. I'll open that soon. It's like Christmas, I don't actually know what to open first. I'll go with this box here. It says 3DS XL, a 3DS XL, blue, and it says QC. I don't know what the QC stands for, but we'll find out soon. Try and get myself some space here. Ah, lovely. Yeah, I think I remember seeing this one actually. 3DS XL. In pieces. Looks like they've purchased a load of parts to repair. I think this person has either purchased a load of repairs, a load of consoles to repair, and they've become difficult, or they actually aren't repairable, and he's decided to sell them on, or they've purchased these as a kind of job lot of someone trying to do spares. I don't know. So that's a 3DS XL blue. That looks more like a put back together. And see if it works. Let's go with these two next. So we've got I think there's a kiwi colour or lime green colour Nintendo DS Lite, which seems to be taken apart. The battery is separate. There's a screw there. Let's not lose that. Another screw. So whoever's taken this apart hasn't done a great job of putting it back together. And they're the missing shoulder bumpers. It comes with the springs, screw. Let's just, it says motherboard connector for touchscreen broke. Oh, okay. I can't actually get it in. It won't go in. So I'll tell you what, we'll leave that one. Make sure to put these screws in this little Ziploc bag. This is a original DS Phat. Fully works, but hinge broke and dirty. So the console is just dirty and the hinge is broke. It might be a simple fix for the hinge. I don't need to look into that. But that's that one. I won't bother opening that one. I think this one is another 3DS XL. It's a giant bag for kind of seemingly no reason. Wow, okay. So this one is missing, holy moly. Missing the motherboard, it would appear, and the top screen, so that's interesting. And is that a ribbon cable that's been torn? Yeah, that's a completely cut ribbon cable for the bottom screen. So basically, not the bottom screen, sorry, the top screen. This is, well, for spares really, there's absolutely nothing I can do with this, even though it comes with, that's obviously the bottom bit. That's the, people know what they're selling on eBay. It's very rare you come across someone who's selling something and hasn't a clue what it is they have in their hand and they're selling. But it is what it is, I'm afraid. Is that a new? There's a new battery. Okay, so we've got 2 DS Lites and 2 DSi's. This one says bottom screen flashes. Oh wow. Okay. Any SD cards? Most likely not. There's no stylus for this one. That shoulder bumper is, well, was sticky. I've never actually owned, I've only got a DS Lite, so right now, right, okay, so the power comes on, blue light, and the bottom screen flashes and goes straight off. So obviously I'll have a look at that one at another time. This one says fully works but dirty, so I can see here, yeah, it's, oh my god, this is the problem when you have like a white console. I find it looks great to start with. And I don't think any of these come with any extras like games or SD cards, which I think is always a nice bonus. Missing stylus, so I'm not going to be getting anything bonus here. The problem with white consoles is they look great when you first buy them, but then over time they just attract so much dirt that they become utterly disgusting. I mean, this is probably a similar aged red version. This one says works but speakers broke, so that should be easy fix really. Yeah, so speakers are not working. That before you begin. Oh, it comes with a stylus. That's not actually, that's a That's an aftermarket stylus because it's cheap, or feels cheap anyway. So that's that one, and that says the bottom screen flashes, and this one says won't power on, cables knackered for parts. Won't power on, cables knackered. I don't know what he means by cable, because again, I feel like all the screws are out actually, and it's obviously being held together by rubber bands. This seems like someone's bought a shit ton of consoles, and well, they haven't even got the time, or they haven't got the know-how, or they just purely aren't fixable. That's what it kind of feels like at the moment. I've got, I think, two more packets to open. So what they've done is, obviously not being able to fix it, they just ship it on to someone else. Okay, next lot we've got Gameboy Pocket in blue, quite a nice blue, missing back. Says board powers on, contrast is knackered, screen works. I'm going to leave that kind of stuck partially there. Let's give this is the only one I've kind of, well, no, I've turned a few others on, but this is the one I'm going to test. I think this might be an easy fix. Okay. Yeah, the contrast wheel doesn't scroll. Now, the thing is, if this person has taken the previous consoles apart and they've got a sticker on here saying EM8 broke, now, I'm obviously just getting into this whole retro repair kind of hobby. If that person's written EM8 broke on, which I need to find out what the EM8 is, it tells me that this person has most likely had this one apart to repair the contrast wheel, but the contrast wheel is physically stuck. It will not scroll. So I'm a bit confused as to that one, but I'm going to set that aside because that's the one I'll do kind of on this video. We've got this Gameboy Advance SP. It's not going to be an AGS 101 because they don't really, well, they weren't sold in Europe. Buttons feel okay. So it says works but won't charge. So the EM8 is broke. So it says it works but it doesn't switch on. Probably because it's out of battery. I do have a battery I can try, but obviously not right now. It says no power connector, try charged battery. So I think this one, no battery connector, try charge battery. Again, no missing stylus. So that one's not working. Both screens white, responds though. Okay. What's weird is I can see this cover for the screw down here is kind of chewed up. Let's just zoom this in a little bit. I can see that one's chewed up. This one isn't. This one's missing with the screw missing, and this one isn't. I don't know how well you can get them back in and looking like the kind of two corner ones do. But to me, I would initially think that someone's tried to get into that, which they possibly haven't, because these don't look moved either with the dirt around them. I'm sure, is that an aftermarket battery cover as well? Anyway, that one says both screens white, responds though, so it turns on. This one, top screen faulty/broke, reads games, charges, needs a stylus, shoulder button missing. Ah yeah, so battery's missing, the battery cover's missing, stylus is missing, the shoulder bumpers are missing. In fact, this one isn't going to have a shoulder button in it because it looks to me like, in fact we'll zoom in here, you can see down there, that side is open, you can see into the board, into the console there, it's got like a plastic wall and the button. So this side has been completely destroyed and knocked off. So I think this one is just going to be, this is just a parts board. But again, with the completely, it's just missing a load of screws. All the screws are missing, especially the ones under the tabs. Does it just pop off? Or is there still a screw in somewhere? Well, I'll come to that some other time. Okay, so I'll leave this one for now. It says won't work but won't charge. I'll maybe try and plug it in a second and get a charger. One thing I do want to note, all those DS Lites, DS whatevers, none of them came with a charger. I do have a DS Lite myself and I have a charger, and I also have a Gameboy Advance SP charger. This was the pink DS Lite. Is that where the stylus was for? I don't know. Anyway, so board power's on, but contrast is knackered, screen works. Can't say the screen works if you haven't managed to see. So let's just get some batteries in here and just power it back on again. I know I said before the contrast wheel doesn't work, but this person said the screen does work. But how can they tell? And I haven't heard the Game Boy boot logo yet, so I'm not entirely sure what they're talking about or whether they've just had it by chance work, but let's just get into it. So the contrast here we go. So this board has 100% been attempted to be repaired. If we get a good focus on this, might be quite hard to see, but I can definitely see someone's soldering attempt at either a new contrast wheel there or just to repair that one in general. So what I'm going to do is, since I can freely move it, it's very stiff, which is strange, which doesn't kind of bode well. In fact, I feel like there's loads of corrosion on this. I can see some blue. I can see blue in various different places here. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is remove this contrast wheel, which, yeah, I don't think they've, it's weird. This board's got some major issues and I don't see it lasting incredibly long, to be honest. I'm just going to go through the board with some white vinegar. So I've let that, I've got my soldering iron up to temperature. I'm going to remove the contrast wheel, just because obviously I've got a spare one that I know that works, but it doesn't feel right that one, it's been repaired when it really hasn't. So actually I should get these contacts lifted actually first. Okay, so I think that's the contrast scroll wheel finally, well, replacement finally put in place. I learned lots of different things that I was doing wrong and right, and ways to do it efficiently. And my soldering iron, I learned, is not the best, but that's kind of a given when you buy an unknown brand off Amazon. Either way, I think we're successful. Just kind of getting, well, it certainly scrolls a lot better than the previous one did, or does. kind of just waiting for the IPA to dry off. So I'll just give it a bit of a waft in the air rather than me blowing on it and going lightheaded. I must say, I'm not incredible at soldering. That took me a long time, but that looks a million times better than what it did before. I'll try and get a steel or side-by-side comparison, but that is much better. Rest of the board then, with the corrosion in places, we'll kind of deal with that as we go along, but for now, let's see if we can get an image on the screen that isn't horribly faint and just flickers and then fades away. There could be an issue with some of the power across the board, I'm thinking, because obviously as I was adjusting the contrast wheel, sometimes it would like reset the board, reset the console, which was odd. But nonetheless, let's give this a whirl. So let's turn it on. Ooh, okay. Adjusting, oh, that's the volume. Adjusting the contrast wheel, we get kind of isn't there. So I'm a bit uncertain as to what that means. At least we've got more of a constant. Right, tell you what, I'm going to try with some headphones just to see if I can hear the audio. Okay, so headphones, let's plug them in. Make sure the volume's all the way up. It is. Yeah, so, okay, that was quite rude. My camera decided to switch off mid-filming. Anyway, yeah, so the speakers work, or the sound works, which tells me there's just an issue maybe with the headphone jack. So let's just turn it back on. Maybe we can hear this. Okay, let's try it now without them in. Maybe it's cleared up a bit of the corrosion in there. No, nothing. So that's obviously what we'll work on next.